Part 2 of my Sacred Hearts paper mache. So last video, a little recap of them all prepped. So it's cardboard bases, and then I take paper and I sculpt paper into different shapes, and I tape that to the cardboard base. So everything that you're looking at is sculpted with paper, all of the trimming around the hearts, all of the wings, all of the flowers, the little ball, the star, the crown, all of this is molded scrap paper that I just take a lot of time and patience sculpting it to create shapes with. And once I'm happy with the shape, I take tape and I tape over it. And what I do with the tape is I just rip hundreds of small little pieces of tape. I prep my area, and this I have to do over and over and over again throughout the day, throughout all of the days I'm working on this project. I have to rip hundreds of pieces of tape multiple times a day just so I can get through like 10 hearts. And it's helpful to just have your station pre-prepped, ready to go, so when you start sculpting and designing all of this stuff with the paper, you're ready to just taper up. And once they're taped up, they're all prepped, ready to be clayed. And I had them all in a big bowl, and I took them out one by one, and I covered them with clay. I make my own clay. I use toilet paper, and I use joint compound, Elmer's glue, and sometimes mineral oil. And I just experiment every time. I kind of eyeball how much I need. I know the texture that I really like, and I just aim to get that texture. And banjo keeping me company while I'm at work. This project took me months to do. It was a complete learning curve. I was very new at paper mache, and I was learning as I was going. So each one of these are different, and I had to sculpt it different. I didn't know what I was doing. I just did it and was patient with myself and allowed myself to learn. Oh, there he is. He's always underneath a blanket, and he's so tiny. It's hard to find him sometimes. I've sat on him accidentally. Alright, here are some that are all clayed up. I wasn't really documenting this. I didn't have a YouTube channel then, so unfortunately I don't have as much. Marmalade toast, by the way, yummy snack. And little boy missing me because I was so in depth with the project that, he needs his mommy time sometimes. He's so sweet. So it was a learning curve, but once I had them all clayed up, it's time to sand it. The clay dries really hard and is lumpy, right? Because it's made with toilet paper. So there's lumps in the clay, which is really, really cool. For some projects, you want those lumps. But for this project, I wanted it to be more of a lumpy smooth. So I used my Dremel tool and I individually sanded each heart down and paid attention to each one of their details, not sanding it too much so I got to the tape, very lightly sanding. And this is also toxic, so if you guys are going to do this at home, just make sure you're making a mask. I was doing this inside over plastic bags, and I would sweep and vacuum every single day because these particles are very toxic, and I was wearing a mask. And sometimes I even wear some like rubber gloves or working gloves to do so. Here they are. They're all sanded. They're ready for the next step, which will be the final video where I gesso them and I paint all my details and varnish them. I'm so excited for you guys to stop by and see the progress of these hearts. I made 50 of them, and along, because I'm crazy, I decided to throw in some eyes. I made some sconces, wall sconces. Banjo is just so tired. And here are all the 50 hearts sanded and ready for their next phase of this project. They're so beautiful. It actually makes me think like, man, I should make these all again and just paint them white. I don't know, there's something so beautiful about them, just white. But of course, I painted them intricate. You can see I started with the 5 above here, or the 6, and I used red, chartreuse, gold, silver, a minty turquoise, and black and white. And I stuck to those colors all the way through for each one of them and kept them cohesive as one project. And I'm really happy. Thank you so much for popping into Amma Does It. Be sure to subscribe, watch part 1 of them getting prepped and sculpted, and stay tuned for part 3. And of course, comment and like. I want to hear from you guys. Thank you.